Hi everybody, I'm Eddie Trainer, Head of Cyber and Compliance with Softworx. Absolutely delighted to be joined by Chris Roberts. Chris is Head
Good
of...
evening again.
Good evening. Chris, what are you drinking today?
I'm curling up. This is good. This is Longrow Red. It's a Malbec cask matured. This is the good stuff. That I forgot
Oh,
that. Yeah, eggs.
very
Yeah, it's
nice.
Malbec. Yeah, the, the,
13-year-old.
this. I'll cuddle
Shit.
this one.
Well, sadly, I'm on a smoothie with a
Oh,
with an espresso chaser.
oh, I think I got the better end of this deal.
You certainly did. You certainly did. It may be worth pointing out here that Chris is actually in Colorado, and it's a wee small hours for Chris. It's
Yeah.
not like breakfast. Um,
Although this does make a good breakfast. Again, it's peated, so it's got vitamins and minerals in it. We should be in good shape.
so it's part of your 5 a day.
Exactly.
So, so I've got a couple of security questions for you, a couple of cyber-related questions. So, Chris, if you're rocking up to someone, maybe an existing client or someone that you're meeting for the first time, and they're saying, right, you know, the threat landscape's changed exponentially, things are completely different. We're being spammed, phished because of COVID, etc., etc. What's the
Yeah.
first thing that we need to do? What's the first thing we need to look at? What
So
would
I think
you?
it's yeah, I think a couple of different things. So there's a few things, and part of it comes down to understanding and awareness.
Yeah,
So it's like anything. Again, former military, we come out of this kind of world where you observe, orient, decide, and act. So the only way you observe is if you've got information and intelligence,
yeah,
or you turn information into intelligence. So first and foremost, what am I even looking at? How many computers do you have? How many systems do you have? What data? What do you care about? Then you orient. You're like, okay, well, what environment are you in? Are you in retail? Are you in manufacturing or everything else? Okay, who's going to care about you? What are they going to do? Who's up the chain from you, supply chain? Who's down the chain from you that you have to be very careful about? Then that's the decision matrix. And remember, this isn't just a security conversation. This is us now bringing in HR and legal and compliance and the leadership of the company going, hey, we've done the observation. This is what we see. We've done the orientation. This is what we know what's going on. Now we need to make a collective decision because it's going to take all of us to do it
mhm,
in lockstep. This is why I love DevSecOps and stuff like that, because it's in lockstep. And then we get on with it. And the get on with it, I think, is where we have problems in a lot of the times in our industry, because the get on with it most of the time means listening to 1,000 vendors telling you that each one of them's got the best product.
yeah,
You have to buy their hardware or their software or their app. And that's not it most of the time. There's so many things that we can do that doesn't involve buying a ton of bloody electronics
yep,
that don't play well together.
yep, yep. Interesting. Interesting to think that there's still quite a lot of noise coming out of California, Silicon Valley. There's a
Yeah.
quite a bit of software that's not really doing what it's built to be doing.
Yeah. It's not doing what it says or what it should do on the box. There's too much of that. And I think part of it is because, we've been making this up. And let's face it, we've been making this up as we've been going along for 20,
Yeah,
30, 40 years.
yeah,
And I think we still are. And the problem is all those years ago, we could kind of get away with it because we weren't core and critical
yep,
and not everything ran on us. But now we can't do it.
yep,
The world relies on us getting things right.
yeah.
And we're
I,
still not good at doing that. And we're not good at consolidating it either, which is the other big problem on this one. So, to your point with California, everybody's like, hey, I got some investment money, or I've got this really cool idea. Let me go do something about it. I wish that a lot of those people would collaborate. We don't need
yep,
20 antivirus and endpoint companies. We need two or three.
yep.
That's it.
And,
Let's consolidate. Let's simplify things.
and that's one of the things that I personally really like about Cynet, because I'm old enough, right? That I remember Y2K. I lived and worked through Y2K. We were delivering all sorts of nefarious technologies to boards inadvertently, not knowing that. Um, but Cynet does, cliched as this sounds, everybody, it does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, yeah, it totally does. And I think what I love about it as well, again, we talked about cars a little bit behind the scenes, is I come from, I mean, I used to race, I used to rally drive and other stuff. And the later Colin Chapman thing of simplify, then
Yep,
add lightness. To me, what I love about the Cynet stuff is it's not gone charging into the, oh, let's let's go build another this, let's go do this, and let's do 10 other things. It's like, hey, let's take a look at what's out there. Let's take the 90th percentile of the things that people use, and let's consolidate those into a single, much more intuitive, much simpler, unified platform, and then hand that to the masses.
Yep.
That's what I love about it. It's
Yep.
just, it's that philosophy of decomplicate, declutter, make it easier, make it understandable, make it simpler for 1, 2, or 3 people to actually be able to effectively do something about it, and then just get on with it.
Okay. And what would you say, e- elevator pitch? If someone said to you, literally in the elevator, you're going up 5 floors,
Yep.
so what's Cynet actually going to do for me?
So what I love about it is sign it to your eyes. It gives you the eyes into your environment. So now you've got visibility on what's going on. Then it's that extra pair of hands, because none of us have got enough bloody people working for us. So it's that extra pair of hands. It helps you understand what you need to do, what you should do, what you need to be
Yep.
getting on with. And then when all hell breaks loose, and let's face it, it does, it's got you back.
Yep.
Because you've got the team of folks back in Israel and a couple of other places who are like, hey, we've got eyes on this and hands on this if the worst case scenario happens. That's the elevator pitch. It's your eyes, it's a second pair of hands, and it's got you back when the worst case happens.
And it's completely AI based.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of intelligence built into it. I mean, it's really, really cool. It takes an amazing amount of disparate information, makes sense out of it, presents it for you. And on like the decision making, the incident response standpoint, it's got a whole bunch of playbooks and a whole bunch of automation that just helps you understand what you need to do or even what it's done for you.
Yeah.
That's what I love about that part of it.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Well, what we would love to do is we'd love to show you it in a little bit more detail, everybody. You can follow the link down below. And what we can do is we can spin up a demo for you. We could have a little chat to you in a bit more detail. But no, Chris, that's been really insightful. Thanks very much.
And it comes with Iron Brew.
Oh, that's a deal clincher right there.
You've got to have Iron Brew. It's the only bloody thing that makes this whole thing work.
It's heartwarming to see you can get that stuff in Colorado.
Thank you, Amazon and the internet.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody, and really hope to speak to you soon. Cheers.
Take care.